They will review book No Excuses by Brian Tracy, Part 1. It's an amazing book. I highly recommend you take and read it by yourself. But today we'll really review what we gathered so far from the first part of the book. And the first part of the book speaks about self-discipline and personal success. Chapter 1, Self-Discipline and Success. So as I will do, I will read the quotes from the book, and after that I will share my thoughts on top of it. Here is a rule. If you do what other successful people do over and over again, nothing can stop you from eventually enjoying the same rewards that they do. Such a powerful thing. So that means when you model the best, when you do what they do, it's almost impossible to get exactly the same results. And that's why when you really say that, okay, I need to find people who has what they want and ask what they do to get that, and then do exactly the same thing. Successful people are willing to pay the price, whatever it is, and for as long as it takes until they achieve the results they desire. And this is again a question of willingness question. And you're able to ask yourself as well, are you willing to pay the price? What you're able to sacrifice? What you're able to give up? And are you willing to do for a month, 2 months, 3 months? Because some people just have, okay, if I don't succeed within 3 months, that means I will quit. But what he says that as long as it takes, when you have that mindset, you for sure will succeed. The rule is that to become someone that you have never been before, you must do something that you have never done before. Such a powerful statement. That if you want to be that you never been before, you need to do something that you've never done before. And again, you can ask yourself, are you doing something that changed over last year? Even if you didn't do anything new, it's very hard to say that you will become something new. Another success principle is that to achieve something that you have never achieved before, you must learn and practice qualities and skills that you have never had before. Such a beautiful saying that if you really want to reach new heights, we need to develop qualities and skills that could allow us to get there. Because we're not supposed to really work on old skills. Sometimes we need to really create new skills that could allow us to really achieve more. Chapter 2 is self-discipline and character. When a problem occurs, people tend to retreat automatically based on the highest values that they have developed up to that moment. So it means that when you have some kind of values, morals, beliefs, at difficulty, you fall back automatically in the highest value that you have. That is very, very important to really develop as high as you can, because during failure, you will fall back onto it. And of course, if your values are very low, you fall into those values. It's very powerful. And that's where the character is very important. The psychology of character involves the 3 parts of your personality: your self-ideal, self-image, and self-esteem. Self-ideal, self-image, and self-esteem. So the self-ideal is being able to see what is the best version of you. What is that ideal version of you? Self-image, how do you see yourself right now? And self-esteem is really being able to really have understanding of your beliefs, your values, and really have confidence, because confidence and self-esteem a lot of times work hand in hand. Chapter 3 is self-discipline and responsibility. So I found that you could learn anything you need to learn in order to accomplish any goal you set for yourself. That means that it might be that right now you're not able to achieve your goal, but you're able to learn everything what you need to achieve your goal. So that means if you're not capable right now yet, that means that you're able to learn it. And that's again where this quote stands. All negative emotions, especially anger, depend for their very existence on your ability to blame someone or something else for something in your life that you are not happy about. Such a powerful statement. That all emotions will lose power when you actually take responsibility. And all of that anger is because you're blaming someone else. And that's anger is a lot of times directed to someone else or something. It is not possible to accept responsibility and remain angry at the same time. Because when you take responsibility, you're able to think, okay, what do I need to do to take control and change that? But when you're not able to take responsibility, you will find a way how to blame others and have anger in you. Powerful thing. There is when you begin to accept responsibility, you for everything that happens to you, you transform yourself into mental adult. I love that word, mental adult. When you take responsibility, you become mental adult. Because of course, by age you can be adult by 18. But mental adult is when you start taking responsibility, and it could happen even at 12. It could happen at 50, and everyone able to really make that transition by themselves. There's a direct relation between the acceptance of responsibility and the amount of personal control you feel you have over your life. People who do not take responsibility, they feel that they are victims because they do not have any control. But when you have responsibility and you take responsibility, at that moment you start to see that everything is in your hands, in your control. In every situation, the antidote to negative emotions is to say, I am responsible. Then look into the situation to find the reasons why you are responsible for what happened or for what is going on. That means that you influence something in one way or another. It might be that if you don't influence, you still have control how to respond to it. But when you really start asking, what is my responsibility here? When you really start asking that, you become such a powerful person. Chapter 4 is self-discipline and goals. In life, you either work to achieve your own goals or work to achieve the goals of someone else. Such a powerful thing. That means, do you work on your goals? Because if you're not, that means you're working on someone else's goals. It's great to work on someone else's goals, but why not put ourselves as priority and really look into how my goals is achieved and what do I need to do to achieve it? This 7-step method will enable you to accomplish 10 times more than you have ever accomplished before. Step 1, decide exactly what you want. Step 2, write it down. Step 3, set deadline for your goal. The rule is that there are no unrealistic goals. There are only unrealistic deadlines. Step 4, make a list of everything you can think of that you could possibly do to achieve your goal. Step 5, organize your list by both sequence and priority. Step 6, take action on your plan immediately. Winners are willing to take action with no guarantees of success. Step 7, do something every day that moves you in the direction of your life goal. Those are great steps. I think that's why I wrote it down, because it's really great. Very clear steps that you're able to do to really maximize your goals. Another one is the 10 goal exercise. So what are that exercise? Write down the 10 goals that you like to accomplish in the next 12 months. 2, select one goal that this goal becomes your major definitive purpose. And 3, make a plan. Number 4, make a list of everything that you can think of that you could do to achieve your goal. Number 4, organize this list by sequence and priority. Number 5, select the most important or logical next step in your plan and take action on it immediately. Number 6, resolve to work on this goal every single day until it is achieved. And last thing that he shared, that use mindstorming. So use mindstorming to get started. Write out your major definitive goal, purpose, at the top of the page in the form of the question, and then discipline yourself to write down at minimum of 20 answers to the question. For example, it could be definitive purpose. Major definite purpose could be making $100,000 in a year. And that means that the question would, how can I earn 100,000 by this date? And when you write those 20 things, it's not that easy. It's after a while, it starts to, you really need to really think about that brainstorming. So once you have generated 20 answers, look over your list and select one of those answers to take action on immediately. Yeah, it's a very powerful exercise. I think that every single person is supposed to do that, because you start to become aware what are the options for you, what you're supposed to do, and really start take action, because you have more clarity. Because clarity brings ability to be more focused and more productive, and that's where you become so much more productive, because you have more clarity. Your outer world becomes a mirror image reflection of your inner world. Chapter 5, Self-Discipline and Personal Excellence. Excellence requires a definite decision and a lifelong commitment. That means that we need to make sure that your excellence will not be achieved by accident. You need to have commitment to actually achieve that. To guarantee your lifelong success, make a decision today to invest 3% of your income back into yourself. Such a powerful thing. How much do you invest in yourself? That means we have three most important resources: time, energy, and money. And you recommend to invest 3% of your income back into your success. Because when you invest the 3%, you're able to increase your income every single year. And he shared multiple stories that people could invest 3%. They was able to scale their income 10, 20% every single year. And of course, there's a massive return on your investment. There are three simple steps that you can follow to become the very best in your field. First, read 60 minutes in your field each day. 2, listen to educational audio programs in your car or in the traffic. 3, attend courses and seminars in your field regularly. Very important rules. 7 steps to the top. Then he shares 7 steps to the top, how to really become the best in your field. Step 1, arise 2 hours before your first appointment or before you have to be at work. Invest the first hour into yourself by reading something educational, motivational, or spiritual. If you read in your field 1 hour per day, that will translate into about 1 book per week. 52 books a year. That's a massive. Step 2, rewrite your goals every single day. Step 3, plan every day in advance. Step 4, discipline to concentrate single-mindedly on one thing. Step 5, listen to educational audio educational audio programs in your car. Step 6, ask 2 magic questions after every call or event. First, ask yourself, what did they do right? Then ask yourself, what would I do differently? In both cases, by reviewing your performance, by thinking about what you did right and what you would do differently, you program yourself to perform even better the next time. Very powerful steps, and that's why you read. The step 7 is treat every person you meet like $1 million customer. Powerful. Chapter 6, self-discipline and courage. The difference between the hero and the coward is that the hero sticks in there 5 minutes longer. Only 5 minutes longer. And that's why when I look into like people who really succeed and who are gold medalists and silver, there's sometimes just a small hair is in between them. And that's why those 5 minutes could really make a shift between coward and hero. 100 call method. In practicing this method, I instruct the salespeople to go out and call 100 prospects as fast as he can without caring at all whether or not he makes a sale. That means that action really trumps confidence. The more you do action, the more fear disappears. So action creates confidence, and action destroys fear. And that's why sometimes not thinking about the results, just doing the action could really allow you to get out of any kind of slump. There are two types of courage that you need. First, you need the courage to launch the action, to take a leap of faith. The second type of courage that you need is called courageous patience. This is the ability to hang in there, to stay there in there, and continue working and fighting after you have gone all in and before you have yet seen any results or rewards. That means that first courage is to take action faithfully, and second courage is really keep working, keep doing the right thing, even though there is no result yet. And that's how it's called. I really love it. Is courageous patience. This is often called the worry buster. So he shares how to really bust your worries. The disaster report has 4 parts. First, define the worry situation clearly. What exactly are you worried about? Second, identify the worst possible thing that could possibly happen if this worry situation were to take place. Third, resolve to accept the worst possible outcome should it occur. Fourth, begin immediately to improve on your worst. Take every step that you possibly can to make sure that the worst possible outcome does not occur. Chapter 7, self-discipline and persistence. Persistence is self-discipline in action. Your ability to persist in the face of all setbacks and temporary failures is essential to success in life. So that means that if you do not have persistence, you will not be able to succeed, because every single person will have failures, setbacks, disappointments, and persistence is something that allows to really have that mindset. I will work until I will succeed. The last thing is there is a direct relation between the self-esteem and the persistence. When you have persistence and you know that will make things happen no matter what, of course, it will build massive self-esteem because you know that you will persevere no matter what. And that's why persistent people have a great self-esteem. If you do not have self-esteem, maybe we'll be able to increase our persistence to build self-esteem. So those chapters was really great. There was so many great topics. Great ideas. I didn't took all of them, but I highly recommend to read it. And this is just the beginning of really new learning. So next lesson will be part 2.